Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones setup for today. So the S&P being all over the place at the moment. We obviously had similar price action here with the data that came out yesterday, but this could be a fairly decent pin bar off structure. So we'll get to that on the lower time frames. Anything that concerns me is the oscillators right now. But the trend is up, and my only concern is this the top of a bigger range? So do we need to break this all-time high here, come back and test it before we start looking for longs at this level? Moving down through the time frames, and you can see this week has been fairly solid, but got off to a rocky start, bottom of range, and then as people in the know, while we were waiting for the Feds to come out with their minutes, people had already read the minutes and already scaled in. So by the time the minutes came out, there was actually nothing left for us. Anyway, just the way it goes. Insider trading is a norm rather than the exception. Now, if you look at this level that we tested, there's been three 3-hour bars that you argue that that's a fairly decent test. Strong move up, and then we have a little bit of a flag here. I'm just going to put the top in because that's going to be the one that's interesting for us. A strong move up and then a bit of consolidation. Now if you drop down to the hour, you can see that consolidation happened yesterday with big down, big up, big down, big up, and absolute chaos. And then this level, get it exactly onto the pin bar. So this level you can see has not been respected. This bottom one has been respected sort of, but we can actually fine tune it to there, and then I can argue that that's definitely been respected on the hour. So the question here for me is, are we going to range? So in other words, this diagonal, and we all know that I'm not a fan of diagonals, so I'd rather put the horizontal in. And the big question here is that top of range, this is bottom of range, and is this what we're going to do today while we wait, or are we going to see a clear break? Now, I'm kind of the opinion that we are going to pull back, but if you just look at what's going on at the moment, we've come back to test this diagonal trend line, and it looks like we're running with it. Look at my oscillators, how they've separated. So this is indicating a big move to the upside, but this price action from yesterday, I'm not so sure. And I'm very hesitant to be jumping in long here. It can work out, just depends what noise comes out of the market. But we've got a lot of gaps to the downside. We've got a hell of a lot of gaps in actual fact. On every time frame, there are multiple gaps to the left. So when I say to the left of price. If you come back to the 8 hour, there's gaps within this structure. Look at this big juicy gap here. There are other gaps down here. You can't see them on the 8 hour. They're on different time frames. There's gaps all the way down, and then there are even gaps further down. There's one all the way down at 39,391, and here's one at 39,292. So, my experience, when you've got gappy moves, there's always an opportunity for the pullback. And then the last thing here is when you zoom out to the weekly. It's not so bad on the Dow, but it is still, we're up 13.4% for the year, so there is scope for a little bit more to the upside. But I'm not really a fan of this. You've got this massive divergence all the way through the year, and you've gone parabolic here as well. And you can see how there's been big bars on the weekly, and now we're going into these smaller bodied bars here. And if you do your back testing and you look on any chart and you look on any time frame, when you see massive volatility scaling into smaller and smaller and smaller bars, there's always a reverse somewhere along the line. Let's see if there's something nearby. Sorry, this MetaTrader does some really weird things when you don't delete all objects. Anyway, there's nothing recent, but you can look, I mean, do your homework. Just go look at any time frame, any product, any instrument, any company, and you see this kind of price action. This is always a worry, because it's been trying to form a range, and it's just basically a channel, and now we're above the channel at the moment, and there's always a 25% chance of it continuing. So I am saying this is really tired, and you're going to be trading on the lower time frames, but I just don't trust this right now. So I think for me the US markets is definitely a sit on hands. The DAX has got some structure there for a short move to the upside. I don't suspect it's going to be breaking through its resistance areas at the moment. So you're probably going to find people coming in today, having a look at the charts, and then taking profit if they are in profit, or trying to sort of get out of their trades and minimize their risk. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen today. It's either going to range, continue in the range that we've got formed yesterday, or it's going to surprise us and break out. But then I think the risk of the breakout is going to be way too much risk for me, and I would rather wait for the pullback and the base to be formed before getting in on that one. Anyway, that's kind of me for today. I'm sitting quietly. I don't think I'm going to even bother with anything. We'll enjoy the weekend rather. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you on Monday morning. Cheers for now.